Yes, people, welcome to Never Foul on this beautiful Sunday where we have got an impatient Daps who cannot wait to stream so he feels productive. And you know what? He's right, man. Look at the day behind me. People can't really see, but obviously if my camera can kind of collect, look, it's very, very bright outside in the UK at the moment. And obviously Mo couldn't stop going up and down in bed, as he was saying. I don't know what he means by that, but you guys can interpret that as much as you want. So he's just woken up, you know. You might have had the jiggy, who knows? But anyone that's actually in here, in live right now, make sure you smash the like button. Today we're going to be talking about team of the season, best and worst 11.
Sorry, can I just
go on?
I've just seen a stinky comment already.
Which one?
So City have won the double, yeah.
Okay.
Can you enlighten us which comments so we can?
No, I'm going to.
Oh,
so
okay.
City have won the double, yeah.
Okay.
So who does City play in the Community Shield?
They're playing Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Oh, it's not a stinky comment. It's a spot on comment then.
No. So basically, if you, I didn't know.
My bad, Prince.
I thought second place.
I thought it'd be United.
Second place of the FA Cup goes to play the FA Cup winners, but no, it's actually whoever finished second in the league. If whoever won the FA Cup, you know, like whoever finished.
I mean, I'll be real.
Why are we talking about the Community Shield?
No, because there's a comment in it.
I know there is plenty actually. It's not only one. You know that
they're probably excited because they think they might win that. And I'll be real with you.
Maybe it's the only silverware they're gonna live for the next 5 years.
City predominantly don't win the Community Shield, by the way.
It's the only silverware they're gonna win in the next 5 years.
It's called, man. Midgard, Cash, you almost agree with Daps, no conflict, but on United streams fighting them, you sure? Because I don't actually like talking about Man United with other Man United fans. I'll be so honest. When I talk to other Man United fans about what we need and all that, it's always going to differ. So it always leads to some sort of argument or whatever. I like talking. I don't really agree with Daps. I'm Midgard.
I rarely agree.
Okay, it's very relevant because
no, but I've never actually that's when do we really agree? I only agree on things like Grealish and all that kind of stuff.
Can I address something else actually?
No, you can't because I'm not even finished my segment yet. You just wanted to interrupt.
I thought you're done. I thought
no, I'm not done. I'm not done. We're talking about the team of the season, best and worst 11. Yeah, and guess what? If you
God, it's God.
What just happened there?
Anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Wow, is that what we're doing? Yeah, is that what we're doing?
It's dua power. It's dua power.
Yeah. So basically, if someone doesn't like what we say, you can always super chat in, and you can change it automatically. It's up to you. Anyone can automatically change it. That's how Lewis does his things. And you want to kick someone off the stream, we're gonna do it. You can just change the player. You know what I mean? Actually, I did remove myself. So anyone knows that my mouse has got a back button on it and I accidentally clicked it. I actually do not like it whatsoever. But yeah, man, before we get into the teams, let's talk about what you're going to talk about anyways, Mo. Big up everyone.
No, just yesterday, I was saying something and I wanted to get that. I was like, Hussam had a call-in show. So I checked it. And then I saw Sophia there. Big up Sophia, of course, one of the members with us. And then I said, Sophia, a Man United fan on Hussam's call-in show. And I said, Hussam twerking for City is that step closer for City to demolish Liverpool legacy in the Prem. And he didn't like it. I said, you didn't have to do that because you're twerking for Daps, working with them, working with him and never fell. And I said, it's true. In the Premier League, Liverpool doesn't even come close to Man City. Isn't that true? And then he kept saying 19 leagues and all this stuff on the stream.
I can't be bothered to get into that. It's the end of the season now, isn't it? New season. So
honestly, like, do you know what? Do you know when arguments are obvious arguments? Yeah. And it's just like, you know, when someone tries to tell you, like Hussam, before we played Real Madrid in the first leg on Battle of the North, he went into this massive long dialogue about, like, basically I said, I'm happy that we've got them away first so we can, you know, even if we lose 2-1, a draw, whatever, then take them back to the Etihad. Then he went on this massive long dialogue about how Real Madrid, what Daps doesn't understand is Real Madrid. And he literally told me everything the whole world knows about Real Madrid. And I'm like, I don't Yeah, I get it, bro. Like I was here last year. I was at the Bernabeu. I know all of that. And he does these things. We know Liverpool have a lot of league titles. No one needs to tell us that. We know that Man United is a bigger club than Man City. We know that Arsenal have won a lot of FA Cups. They're not an argument, innit? It's just like, okay.
Anyway,
listen, Mo don't twerk for City at all. Fuck me. He hates us.
I just, you know what? For us, you know
for
what,
everybody is because it is related to your comment, Cass, the one that was directed to you.
Yeah, it's not for me. It's just more along the lines of if I think I've been on here before and I've been called biased before towards certain things, and it's just like you want to run a generic channel. I've got a City fan here, I've got Inter fan here. Sometimes months come like you have to provide. Yeah, you can be biased towards your agendas and what you like and everything, but I have to account like for Liverpool fans in there. I have to account for City fans in there. I have to account for Tottenham, even though I do belittle them quite a lot. And obviously I bag my team, of course. So you know what I mean? Like, I backed my team yesterday, like thinking that I said the better team won, man. I said the better team won, but I didn't deserve to win because you don't deserve to win if you got 2 clutch goals in the game, even if it is through a mistake or a howler from the referee. It's always if buts and maybes. There's no point. That's the whole point of it. And Arsenal as well, obviously, can't forget them as well. So yeah, man, it's just you have to account for the people. And you know,
who's hating on Liverpool? No one's hating on Liverpool.
Yeah, I hate Liverpool. I'm always going to be biased against
them. We're not hating on Liverpool. It's a conversation about what happened yesterday. Anyway, right. So today, what we're doing is we're doing 2 teams of the season, but they are based on the best and worst signings. So we're going to put together 2 teams, one with the best signings of the season, one with the worst signings of the season. And like Cass said, if anyone in the comments wants to change anything,
you got a first one.
I think how many times in the show are we going to do it? Maybe
we're going to do as much as they do it. You know what? Once they pile up, if they pile up, I'm just going to stop and just do the super chats.
Wolves, I can't lie. I've got about 3 from Wolves.
Does that mean we can't now?
Well, that only accounts for 1 player. It says do not put any Wolves in the team of the season. I mean, look, that counts for 1. You can change it, Wolves, anytime you want. But big up for the super chat. Love you, man.
Thank you, Wolves. We love all the support you bring.
And if you haven't done so yet, guys, again, just a little reminder: people watching it back, make sure you like the video.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you played at Wolves' stadium.
Oh no! Yeah, Wolves. I played at your stadium the other day. I don't know if you noticed. Me and Monts got on about it, but
once
it was
or
a great
twice.
time. Yeah. So let's. Anyways, we might as well just get started. As we go along, I'm going to update the graphic as well so people can see what we've got going on. We might as well start with. What do you want to start with? The best or the worst? I think we might as well get the.
Let's do the best.
The best transfers, by the way. This is the best transfers, just to make sure. So if you got bought in January, doesn't count. Like Alvarez does not count.
No, if you got bought last January.
Yeah, last January. So, but if you got bought in the summer or winter of 2022 to 2023, that's it. That's literally it.
Yeah.
So, if you want to start with the worst,
the best is.
Someone said best. Someone said worst. Someone.
Yeah.
I mean, so let's start with the best because I think the best is. The worst is more controversial because people are going to get pissed off that some of their players are putting it potentially.
Yeah.
So let's start with the best, and I guess we start in goal, right?
Yeah. So if you don't want to look at your WhatsApps, obviously I sent a massive list, and I forgot 1 player. I think someone just mentioned it in here as well. But I can let me, if you want me to, I can say a few of the names if it makes. So
start with goalkeepers first.
Of course, always the goalkeeper. So goalkeepers I've got down. It's just a mixture. So keepers that have been bought this season worth mentioning: Bazunu from Southampton, Neto from Bournemouth, Leno from Fulham, Keylor Navas from Forest. By the way, loans count. It's still a transfer. Fraser Forster from Spurs. He hasn't actually put in a bad shift. Ortega at Man City, and then obviously there is that man Nick Pope.
Hold on, there's also Henderson and
it is Hendo
and Navas.
Hendo,
he just.
I was going to kind of like if we're going to do the best, I don't really want to mention Hendo.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's just okay.
There's a clear favourite here, isn't there?
I think for me, it's between, in my opinion, it's between Leno and Neto and Pope, right?
Yeah, I would say Leno. I would say Leno, Pope, and
I'd say Pope.
Pope for me, it's Nick Pope. Yeah.
But Nick Pope and Leno, let's talk about like more time, the impacts they had for the teams that at the current moment as well, because I think it deserves some mentions. By the way, there's 5 honourable mentions allowed, at the end. So not everyone gets on. Everyone, you get your 11, you get 5. Like they could have got in, but they're just not enough. But they're there. Do you get what I mean? It makes sense.
You know the fact. Yeah, go ahead.
I can't see anything but Pope, me. I'm not gonna
Yeah, yeah. The fact that Neto is being mentioned while they conceded 71 goals is astonishing. Yes, even though he's a good goalkeeper, but they conceded 71 goals, guys. 71, like 7. Can you imagine the number?
And you look at Newcastle's defense this season. Are
we gonna go with like 4-4-2 or 4-3-3? What do you want to keep it basic or?
Let's just depends on the players because I actually have no idea who we're gonna talk about, like in terms of like the back 3 or back 4.
Yeah, they have to, Martin. That's right. They have to have been signed either in January this year or the summer.
Yeah, there you go then.
Yeah,
well,
for me, it's Pope in it. It's got to be Pope. Come on.
Right, so Martin, cool. Yes, you can put Jorginho in there if you want.
Yeah, if you want a Jorginho in there, you can have Jorginho in there. This is the best one, by the way, not the worst, the best. So
the best, I think it's Nick Pope. It's just
I think it's Nick Pope. I think Nick Pope's.
I'm not sure in the chat people can tell us if it's Nick Pope.
I think predominantly I'm seeing Pope.
If you have another shout and you want us to mention it, you want us to discuss it, you're welcome to do it. Of course, super chats are welcome, of course, to interject. You can interject.
If you see anything we've done and you don't like it, you can interject and we'll swap them out.
Yeah. But Nick Pope for me, there is no question here. Nick Pope for me.
100%.
Absolutely fantastic. Leno, of course, for Fulham, of course. I think he's one of the signings of the season, Leno. He was great as well for Fulham. He's one of the reasons they have finished top half of the table. His coach mentioned him many times about his leadership. And I think he's very underrated, by the way. Just because he left Arsenal for Ramsdale, he's so underrated. But I like him. Leno's always been a good goalkeeper. I don't know who else. Keylor Navas. Do we think Keylor Navas is one of the reasons they stayed in the league?
Yeah, I do.
He has a shout, so he could be one of them honorable mentions where you look at it thinking like, you know what? There's an argument for it, but it's not enough.
No,
it's just not enough. It's just not enough because Nick Pope's been fantastic. He saves. He did well, basically. I think Martin said he's just done well along those lines.
Yeah.
Trippier can't be right back, Mustafa. He got bought last year. This is transfers.
Yeah,
he got bought last season.
This is not team of the season, people. This is transfers team of the season.
Or maybe you should have made that clear on the overlay then, Mo, isn't it? But yeah.
Man. Maybe I should have.
Let's move to the centre back. I think we got to get the centre backs out the way. So they got to be obviously transferred, and this is where there's quite a few. I think there's quite a few. And on the list that I have here that I've put down, the list of centre backs, there's a lot. Felipe from Forest. You can say I'm just gonna say the good ones, obviously not the bad ones. I don't think. Lisandro Martinez, Man United. I think Tarkowski has actually had a good season for Everton. Kanji from Man City, you can deputise him as right back. I'd say even. Bella Kotchap for Southampton,
or left back.
Yeah, or left back. Another one, Nair Fagerd from West Ham was injured, came back, kind of saved their season quite a bit. Levi Colwill from that's been on loan to Brighton. Sven Botman, easy one, Newcastle, right? Mark Gay for Crystal Palace. I would also say there's stinkers ones there, and I'll probably say that's about it. I couldn't imagine anyone else being there.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so let's actually debate one on the left centre back, Botman or Lisandro Martinez for this year. I'm gonna start with the Man United fan, of course.
I'm gonna put Sven Botman.
So you would choose Sven Botman over Lisandro this season?
Yeah, I would, because he's actually stayed fit.
Okay, no, but Lisandro was fit. Lisandro got injured. It's not that he had a massive injury. Yeah,
but I think Sven Botman. Look. I think they both had a similar season. Just because one plays for Man United and one plays for Newcastle, and obviously I know Man United played a lot more games. But at the end of the day, Newcastle have kept probably the minimum amount of goals out. He's been fantastic. Along with Fabian Shaw. You know what? I missed out Fabian. No, Fabian Shaw, obviously, he's not a transfer. But I think Sven Botman's definitely... It'd be in my team of the season, personally. And
I agree.
So actually, probably both of them, in my opinion. That would be my back. That would be my back too. Not just because they can play. Like, this ain't a system. Do you get what I mean? We're not playing system transfers and team of the season. That's just bollocks. But
so sorry, someone just mentioned Saliba. Saliba won't be in the list because he's not a transfer.
He's not a transfer. That's a good breakthrough season. Maybe that's another thing for another day.
Yeah, different day, but it's not a transfer. They've
they've just called him back from loan. I can't disrespect Botman, man. He's been. I think he's been Mr. Consistent throughout the whole season.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Other than Aston Villa
actually, William Saliba is a transfer.
Oh, he's not. He was on loan.
He was on loan, and he hasn't played. So that means he's back from. He hasn't played for.
They recalled him, bro. They recalled him. It's not a transfer. There's no fee. They recalled him from being out on loan. It's not a transfer.
No. When you send a player on loan, that may you're saying that when you send a player on loan, he hasn't played for your club before.
All right, let me get this straight, Mo. Yeah,
so I don't get it. I'm not getting.
It's not a transfer. There's no transfer fee.
So you pay because they haven't bought him yet.
Yeah, they haven't bought him or loaned him. If you ain't bought or loaned
Sorry,
him,
so hold on. So if we pull back Cancelo.
No, but he has played before for your club.
No. It's not transfer.
Has Saliba played before for them?
It doesn't.
He's an Arsenal player. He's an Arsenal player that they loaned out.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm just asking questions because I don't think he has played in the Premier League ever before.
No, he hasn't. But he's still an Arsenal player. Does that mean if he's still an Arsenal player, 100%?
Because he's been on loan for like 2 years now, 3 years.
Yeah, he's been on loan for a while.
Unless there's a transfer that I can't think of that's been a loanee that's been class.
Someone's saying he played once for them. Really?
I don't see it, but yeah, maybe.
Saliba, big up Darkro.
Yeah.
Big up
but I think Botman's been just so consistent for him. I think with Botman and Pope last summer when we were doing our who's gonna win the league and who's gonna finish where, we were saying that we expected Newcastle to improve their squad, and with Botman and Pope, they did that. Those two players came in and improved him. I'd go with Botman 100%. And then as a second centre back.
It's got to be between, for me. You could say a Kanji or thingy, but then I'm going to look at the right back transfers, and I could possibly see it being a shift.
So for me, Akanji should be in this team, right?
Yeah, of course.
He should be in this team. He's played across the whole of the back for City this season. He's been one of the he's the one that probably hasn't had an injury all season, who's been consistent with City all season, has stepped up whenever. He has to be in this team. I think Akanji's had a better season than
Can I ask you guys something? How about we play Lisandro Martinez left, Sven Botman in the middle, and Akanji on the right side, 3 in the back?
You want to do a 3 back? But then
Lisandro, Botman, Akanji.
But then you're looking at left backs.
I know who's the left wing back. I know for sure.
Who is it?
It's gonna be Stupinian.
No, but then but what about not Zinchenko?
Stupinian or Zinchenko? To be honest.
Okay,
Stupinian or Zinchenko? Be honest with yourself. If I'm asking you, Cass, tomorrow for your club, who are you taking, Stupinian or Zinchenko?
He's
thinking about it.
Probably Zinny. Yeah, I'll probably put no. Let's put it like, don't get me wrong.
Left wing back, someone run up and down the line.
Zinchenko, respectfully, has been in the Premier League and playing multiple games, by the way, for about 4 to 5 years, right? Stupinian's been there for a year. So if you're gonna tell me you're gonna pick, I'm not gonna go on the whim of what I've seen. He's not exactly Patrice ever, is he? So I'm gonna put Zinny. That would be my pick.
I don't think Zinny is actually a left back at all. He cannot play left wing back, someone who needs to run the line the whole game. Stupinian will definitely run that line. Okay, because I have already 3 in the back.
And you can say the same thing for Trent or Cancelo. Cancelo and Trent, when it comes to this wing back kind of sit, they all cut inside, really and truly. They're both arse and cheeks when it goes to actually doing the back and forth thing, if that's what you're saying.
How about when we choose that, we go to the chat and see.
Well, so what are we saying for our back? What can we say? I say we do Sven Botman. I think Sven Botman, Akanji. So Sven Botman, Akanji, and Lisandro in the back 3, and then we can argue about the left back as much as we want. Because
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these fullbacks I have on here are they're garbage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
looking at the right back, and I'm like, okay.
Do you know what? There's a few mentions like Tarkowski's had a good season, but the truth of the matter is if we're talking about the best transfers of a season, a defender that's come in and, they've just scraped relegation, we can't be doing that. Koulibaly is definitely mentioned in the other list, I'd probably say.
I've got them all down. Down.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's spot on. The 3 that we've said is a back 3, 100%.
Yeah, I think back three. I
I think
the
good thing about it is that they can all move about, and that's the other thing of the beauty of having a back three that can all play.
You know what it is though, because a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, but Trent's been a centre mid. You shouldn't be putting right back. You should be in centre mid." But that's the same thing with Akanji. He hasn't really played centre back. He's been playing right back or left back for most of the season, right?
Or part of the back
in a back three. In a back three.
Yeah, it's then the question is where you put John Stones. Yeah.
Yeah. So forget the left back. We'll get right wing back. This is gonna be really tough.
At the moment, I've got a back four. I think we still got. I think we can play Akanji at right, but that's what he's been here. What was his fee? Someone told me.
No, I think. Do you know what? I'll be real. I think Akanji is best as part of a back three.
Yeah, I think so. But if we're not doing systems, we're just doing the best transfers, isn't it? If we have a striker on right mid, then so flipping be it. Like Isaac, you can say Isaac's been playing left wing this season. You can actually put him there because.
So do you want to put one more?
I actually like that shout, Cass. Like we play back four, but it's like back three with a flying wing back on the left.
Transition.
Yeah.
It changes in transition.
You can change the system as much as you guys want. They can play there. It's done. So whatever happens in game, I'm not managing the actual team, so I couldn't actually give a shit.
So who's the fourth you're putting in here?
So
now we come to the argument on the left. There is Alex Moreno, Zinchenko, and
Brilliant.
there is Estupinian. Alex Moreno as well deserves a big shout. He transformed that left side for Aston Villa under Emery. Like he's amazing, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so. But I've got you. I think we forget the early parts of the stage of Arsenal. I think it's easy. It's easy to critique players when they've been on the down, innit? Because there's probably a few games this season where Stupinian has been great.
Yeah, and Lissandro's had them. Do you know what, Midgard? You've just asked a question. Daps, who am I choosing for City, Akanji or Lissandro? What we are doing is based on this season. And based on this season, I believe, I've said this on multiple shows. I believe that Martinez, for me, has a higher ceiling than Akanji. For me, I think Martinez, as Man United developers a football club, he will develop with them and he will become very important. But this season, if we're basing it on the whole season, I think Akanji has had a better season than Martinez. So if we're doing it based on this season, I would pick Akanji. If we're doing who I think would fit in long term, it will probably be, look, you've got to be real, that Akanji has been part of a title winning, FA Cup winning, and a Champions League run to the final, and a major part of that City team. I think Akanji has had a better season.
We have to talk on the facts of that is the fact. I would obviously back Martinez to say he's had a better season of impact to Man United than Akanji has to City, because I think City could have. I think they've already proved the point that Bernardo can go left back and it still can work. That's the way I look at it. But it's not the point. Akanji was bought for 15, let's just say around £50 million. Mate, you snap your hand off for a fifth choice centre back, first team, second choice, right centre back, left back kind of. Like, you snap your hand off for that. You would. You like, if I could have a player that can give me that for the season, you would. Martinez barely put a foot wrong this season, in my opinion. Obviously, there's stripped. A lot of players have been stripped.
And Akanji started off badly, but if we're gonna call out individual moments, Martinez is part of a team. We got slapped by City 6-3, so we can't do individually. Overall, across the season, Akanji has had a better season than Martinez. Someone's then said, but Martinez is a better player. I have said, long term, I think Martinez has a better ceiling. I think as Manchester United as a team evolve, I think Martinez is going to be pivotal. I expect great things from Martinez at Man United, but to come in and say that Martinez would not even be in my personal conversation of team of the year. Like,
for people that say Martinez over Akanji this year, nobody can tell me that Akanji has put a foot wrong. And there is a shout that without Akanji, Man City backline would struggle. He is the most consistent guy.
And what happened?
Yes. So Diaz played 23 games. Stones played 21 games, 15 games of them playing center mid, probably, or inverted right back. Akanji is the only one that has been consistent in that back line for the whole season. So there is a shout. So talk about impact. Yes, impact. Yes, Lisandro Martinez. But has Lisandro Martinez the same impact as Leno did for Fulham? Or is he actually a better player? Is he actually a better player than Akanji?
Based on what? Lisandro is a better player. And yes, he has had more of an impact than Akanji.
I think this is a repetition thing. I think you're coming with a pre-assumption that Akanji, because he's cheap and coming from Dortmund, because based on this season.
Oh wait, I got a perfect argument for that then, Mo. Because you're trying to say that Martinez was wrote off for his height then. Because if we're going to do all this ability and all this kind of stuff,
see, that's not an argument, Kat. Being written off because of your height and having a good season or a good season better than your expectation doesn't make you like a lot of players in the league. Do you know what I mean? A lot of players in the league. Someone who weren't expected to score 10 goals.
Yeah, but
he scored 10.
It doesn't matter.
That doesn't make him better than Haaland, who scored 36 because they exceeded the expectation. I'm not dissing Martinez. I'm saying this season, Akanji is better.
Every time you stop and start, I'm trying to go. So you need to prove your point and move it on, bro. Because I'm trying to give you a counter attack here right now. That Man United, yeah, Mo, yeah. Am I allowed to do so, please? Thank you. You got to think about when you got to think about where Man United were last season in defense compared to this season in defense, yeah. And you got to see what Lisandro's brought to the team in leadership as much as other areas. Whereas more time, Akanji was a bozo at Dortmund, but at the same time, we could say he's had a couple bozo moments actually in the early stages for Man City when they were chopping and changing there. As much as Martinez as United, so it can be battered. We can definitely balance it out and stuff. But the impact for the team, a lot of people be like, I want Martinez in my team. If next season someone said, well, who do you prefer in your team, Martinez or Akanji, based off the season, they're going to say Martinez, bro. Because not just that, it's progressive passing and everything. But anyways, guess what? They're both
in it. This is the king. Someone said this earlier on. They should both be in it, and they both are. And the beauty is that they both can play. I'm going
to give my first honourable mention. And yes, he does play for Chelsea, and I think it's unfortunate. But my honourable mention out of all of this for signings, I'm going to say Badiashile. Or Badiashile / Levi Colwill, one or the other. But I think Levi Colwill edges it for me as honourable mention because I think he's been absolutely wicked.
Yeah, agreed.
I wanna check something out. This Colwell guy, how many games has this guy played?
I can tell you. One sec. Give me 2 seconds. You gotta do is go on. By the way, all you gotta do is go on transfer market.
Sorry, can I just say something as well? Someone just said, I'm not arguing for Martinez, but don't downplay him. This is where, when you do YouTube, people in the comments, people in the comments and all of that really piss me off. You don't listen to everything. You just have selective hearing. Yeah. It's Arsenal fans have been doing it all season where I can wax Liverpool about how great they've been. But then if I say, but they're not quite killers yet. Oh, you hate us, right? On Martinez, I have said, I think Martinez long-term will be a better player than.
But that's not the argument here, though. That's when you think
but when people in the comments are saying, "Oh no," and they're coming up with all this, don't downplay him. I'm not. I think he's had a very good, solid first season, yeah. But come on, like,
yeah,
it's fine for me to say personally, I'd have Akanji over him. I'm not saying Martinez is a bad player. I think Martinez will be a pivotal player as Ten Hag slowly gets the system working how he wants it. His passing out from the back is insane. But the same way everyone's saying don't downplay Martinez, all season long, Akanji has been downplayed. Akanji has been part of a City team, that has gone on a 20-plus game unbeaten in all competitions, including Real Madrid, right, where he was having to play left-back because Ake was injured, right? So let's not downplay that. Let's not downplay that he was part of that team.
They're all in a team, and before I can upload anything, let's just get the back line sorted. The back five is nearly done. We have to argue on this left-back situation. Yeah. And I've said this Stupinan on Igal's channel. I've said it's Stupinan overall, who's had the better team of the season. I'm putting a Stupinan. So it's kind of hard for me to really argue Zinchenko with me. But when I'm actually having some thoughts, I can change as much as I need to. And I feel like if there's not a buy from Arsenal in here, like we got to remember Arsenal finished second. Like, yes, I can commend what Brighton's done this season, but bro, like Arsenal, if they don't have someone in this team that they bought from the summer, I think it's blasphemous at this point. You could say, like, I think Zinchenko has to be put in a. They put them in the title race. He was definitely key to them changing the way they played. But I know, Mo, you've got other thoughts of Stupinan.
I just think Stupinan as a left back is better than Zinchenko as a pure left back in both aspects of the game going forward. And maybe Zinchenko is the better player that can actually invert, can lead a team, and has a leadership like capabilities and all this stuff. But I think as a left back, pure left back, football and things, I would think that Estupiñán had a better season than he was more consistent. I think he's a better this season better than Zinchenko. This is just, but they're very close. I'm not saying that someone is a massive difference. I think it's just opinions. Like at this time, maybe you would prefer a fullback that can go inside the midfield and pass the ball more, or you prefer a flying left back. So it's up to you. But
stats wise, Estupiñán beats this guy in every single department, right? Because Zinchenko hasn't registered nothing. But if we talk about the overall performance, this is why I always want to base stats off the stats. You got to look at the overall performance as well. Like Zinchenko, yes, he's been crisp a couple times. I think Estupiñán's also being a crisp recency bias, anyways.
I think this is recency bias. If we're talking across the whole season,
yeah,
and
also, I think it is Zinchenko. And how much does Estupiñán actually cost?
I can look it up right now.
I do think that's one thing we have to remember, this recency bias thing. And I've just seen someone in the comments mention John Stones and say, Daps, you need to use a logic with John Stones. Listen, I have not spoke about John Stones in any team of the season this season, yeah? Because the one thing I will be very clear with is John Stones did not start featuring too much in the City team, and especially in the way he's playing recently, until February, right? So be consistent. I haven't mentioned John Stones needs to be in any team of the season. So I don't know why someone's bringing up John Stones in this conversation. We have to look across the whole season. And if we're being real, across the whole season, Zinchenko has been the best left back in the league. The only other one that you'd put alongside him, especially his transfers, the only other one you put alongside him for me would be Nathan Ake. But he's not signed, so he's not in this conversation. So for me, it's Zinchenko.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that part. I think so. Upon the research, obviously, so one cost 30 million Zinchenko, like 4 Premier League titles, compared to Estupiñán cost 15 million, which is definitely good business. On top of that, so yeah, I would say that. I don't know if you've got Mo, if you got a counter argument.
No, I'm not gonna. You guys, a majority said that Zinchenko. No, I don't know.
If you want to fight your way,
like for me, it depends. For me, it depends. I think because of the back line and how they play, I would play Zinchenko.
So honorable mention. Because could you say he's an honorable mention then?
Yes, but actually, I'm rethinking my choices. Because of the back line, and we're going to switch to back three, I want a left back that will invert and be a midfielder, which is Zinchenko, not Estupiñán.
What are we doing? Are we playing systems? Are we playing FIFA?
Like, I think we should have systems in there.
I don't know.
I just don't see it. Because
I always like when people do teams of the year, though. It frustrates me when they don't think about how the team would work together. Because
I don't think that matters.
So you want to go with the FIFA vibe and literally just go and buy whoever you want and hope that it works.
It's not about if it works. It's just like if they played there this season, they might not be in the same fit of the team. Like they might not actually work whatsoever.
If FIFA vibes, guys, I'm gonna choose Estupiñán.
Yeah, look, this is what we got so far. People like that. Look, got Manuel Kanji, Sandro Martinez, Sven Botman, and then if you can't see, but you can see his face, Nick Pope.
Yep, cool.
Yeah,
I'm happy with that.
Everyone's happy with that at the moment. If everyone wants to change it, it's totally up to you. Just send away. Yeah.
No, that's how it is ultimately, because all teams transition as it's played. So as they transition, Zinchenko will probably tuck in or go up. So yeah, leave it as that 4-3, 4-4-2 or whatever.
4-4-2 for now until we need to change it. Right. Bailey, you want to play me at FIFA? I'll murk you soon. Don't worry, man. I'll make some time for the guys, innit? Make some time for the guys. So we're gonna have to move into the midfield, whether it's a 2 or 3. I think the easiest one for me as a DM, and we got some good mentions here, by the way. Very good mentions. Andre Onana for Everton, which he can be using centre mid, by the way. It can work like that. I've also got maybe Jorginho for what it was. This is DM. This is just DM centre mid kind of types. Enzo Fernandez, not for me. Don't ever say that, Chelsea fans, please.
Why are we doing this? Let's just put him in there. There's a player we just need to put in the team now and move on.
No, but I mean, there's Polina, which I think is my pick as well.
Really?
Shake the core. Polina in the best transfers.
Not Casemiro.
Yeah, but I was going to wait for that. That's why I said we're going to change it. I could change it. Casemiro, which is obviously another one of my picks, personally. Shake the core, But is a good one. There's one more name that I want to say for DM that I think nobody's thought about particularly. But I'm going to say Babaku Kamara for Aston Villa, who was a free for Aston Villa. Kamara free from Marseille, and I think that is crazy to debate. But you got to think Aston Villa did finish above Fulham at the start of the season, and yes, they do have a better team.
Sorry, can I just remind everyone here quickly in the comments? This is the team of the season based on transfers this season. So I've seen one or two people have been putting Rodri in it and a few other people. Yeah. This is based on transfers this season. So obviously Rodri wouldn't count. There was another name I saw thrown in there. For me, Casemiro, we're talking impact, and I think Pellini is a great shout.
I think
so. We're putting. So can we put two DMs in there? If and be a very attacking.
It could be three DMs. It doesn't matter. Like, if you want to do systems, let's play systems.
Do you know what? Let's put Paulinho and Casemiro in, and then when we discuss other players, if we have to,
who has had a better season, Paulinho or Casemiro?
Casemiro
depends on expectations.
Okay.
Fulham's first season in the Premier League and where they finished, I think that's impact.
Yeah, that's impact.
But Casemiro went into Man United's got Champions League football to 2 finals and won one of them. That's impact. So they've both had a good impact.
Okay, how many games did Paulinho play?
It don't matter. You know how good he's been. He's had to miss a few games as well.
Just raising an argument, like just.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it's just like it doesn't matter how many games he's played because Casemiro could have played 30 games and 28 games, and Paulinho could have played 30, 35 games. It wouldn't change the course of the flipping thing unless they played 15, which would make way more sense. Caicedo was signed last year, nil gunner, so he's not a new signing. It's not a new transfer. Like Julian Alvarez is not a new transfer. He got bought in January, unfortunately, in it. So, but Paulinho never really dropped a level. You could actually tell a lie. There was a couple games he hasn't played extremely well. It's just people are thinking towards the bigger games. There's a couple games. If notably, was it Nottingham Forest? I think Morgan Gibbs-White got the better of him. But we can discuss obviously other centre mids.
I think we put them to him for now.
I'd say so. I said Kamara wasn't good at the start of the season. You're right, Aiden. But there's other centre mids I got in there that I thought being bought. Morgan Gibbs-White's had a fantastic season.
Yeah.
Morgan Gibbs-White, for me, definitely should be up in there. What other centre mids, attacking mids that you could really say that's had a decent impact? Not really Enciso is worth mentioning potentially, maybe. If anyone's got any other centre mids, you know what? There's a lot more DMs. Just looking at the list, a lot more DMs than centre mids. I would like to say Frula for Nottingham Forest as well. Frula's been very good for Nottingham Forest this year. He's been solid. Wouldn't say he's been the greatest, but I'm going to say another name, Andreas Pereira.
Yeah, he's been good. Oh, Lavia.
I was going to say something about it. Can you really put Lavia in if his team has been the worst in this year?
No, look, let's be real. You can't put Lavia in.
He is a great player, but you cannot put a relegated player like this.
The way we're playing, you can't put Lavia in over Casemiro and I know he plays slightly different role, but if we're playing with Casemiro and Paulinho, Lavia is far too defensive, those three together. I don't think you can put Lavia in over Paulinho or Casemiro for me.
I would say it depends on what we want to do, and they're both attacking mid. So I think a 4-2-3-1 can actually work. I think we can go towards 4-2-3-1. It's out of because if you want to do stats, look at Pereira, man. Oh my word, and performances as well, very good. Morgan Gibbs-White. Well, you could say he saved their season, man. This guy is wicked. Enzo is a shout for in the Enzo. Okay, Enzo is a £100 million player in a crap Chelsea team. It's hard to mention him in any light, if I'm being totally honest.
Sorry, can I just say something? I've seen a comment I'm going to take offense to, right? Because I'm so sick and do you know what it is? I'm so sick and tired of snowflakes, yeah? And I'm so sick and tired of everyone going with every football opinion that it's, that opinion is based on their English or their this or their that, right? You do understand when you say this shows how deluded you British YouTubers are, right?
You said that. They even see it.
Someone in the comments, but can we stop doing this? If we've got an opinion, it's based on the fact we're British. Because if we said, and I don't know where you come from, speaking facts, yeah, you could be from anywhere. But if I said, I don't know where you're from, but if I said you American or you African or you Chinese, it would be racist, yeah? So for you to say you British and base it that we don't do that. We've all got football opinions. They're all different. I'm English, Cass is English. Our opinions are different. Don't do this British and stop. Can people stop making race a thing when it isn't a thing? When it is a thing, no problem. Call out racism. But don't do this crap, man. I'm sick and fucking tired of it. Doing my nutting. Anyway, we move.
There you
I
go.
just don't understand the comment.
No, he's saying that basically us.
Yeah,
British,
I'm reading
the whole thing is there's no need for the British YouTuber bit. You could just say, guys, you three people on the panel right now
are
you're
idiots.
being deluded. Yeah, we're idiots. Call
We're
us
idiots.
idiots. Don't say you British because Mo's not fucking British for starters. That's the maddest thing with it. He lives in America. He's Egyptian. So I mean, the comment alone is thick as shit. We move.
There you go.
Be in my bonnet about that. I'm just tired of call out racism when it's a thing. Everyone calling out racism, calling all this crap. Let's move on. Let's move on.
As well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So who we say who we piping up for the attacking mid spot? Pereira or Morgan's Gibbs White?
Attacking mid.
Yeah,
I thought we're doing Palhinha and Casemiro and then two wingers and two strikers.
So who's attacking mid then? Oh, you want to do it like that?
Yeah, that's what that
Good shout, Mo. Great shout. Let's move on to the wingers. Cool. There's only a couple honorable mentions for the centre mids there. Calm. That's fine. All right, let's do left wing, left mid. So I'm gonna say a few forwards. Yeah.
Go on.
Emmanuel Dennis for actually, I'm joking. I don't know where you'd want to put him.
Called out one.
So
left mid.
Mitoma's getting the shout already.
Yeah, Mitoma. Mitoma's in there. You could say.
Gakpo.
You know what, man? There's no point, is there?
Wallahi, that's it. I think it's Gakpo. It's not Mitoma.
I was going to say Gakpo, but I was going to say Cody Gakpo. I think he's been better striker personally. I would say
no, but he can't get there. Cass, he cannot be there. You know what? Already, we know like it's the robot and the other guy from Newcastle.
New signing.
Yeah, true, huh?
You know,
it's
like
Mitoma a new signing. Someone's saying he
is. No, he is a new signing. He is a new signing.
Yeah. Did you check that?
I was going to say maybe Wilfred Nyotto is a very, very good shout, but no. I think it's a bit. I think it's a little bit obvious.
Someone else has said Mitoma wasn't this year.
There is some. Oh no.
Who do you think?
I was thinking Trossard, and I said no. They lost the league when he joined the club. So
no, I think Trossard's a shout. Trossard is a shout.
I get what you're saying, but I'm just looking at it subjectively. They literally just lost the league when the January signings came in.
Nah, but when Trossard first landed,
I'm being harsh. I love the guy. Right? Oh, Sharma's saying Mitoma's back off from a loan. No.
Yeah, so it's not included. Based on the other thing we did, he can't be included then.
No, thanks for the comment.
Wait. But I looked on transfer. I looked on the transfer market thing. So I'm pretty sure.
Well, this could change everything because if we put Mitoma in, Saliba has to come in.
Yeah. That can't be it. I'm looking at his transfer history right now. Yeah, literally.
Hold on, guys.
He's right.
He's not even this.
No, he's right. No, he's right. He's right. He was alone. He was alone to Union Berlin. No, he's right. He's right.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah.
He's right. He went to Union SG. Mitoma's not in there.
Yeah. Someone just said Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson was at Newcastle last year.
I'm gonna switch up.
Was he?
I'm gonna switch up. I'm gonna say Isaac then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Isaac on the left.
Do you know what? Isaac and Gakpo could.
I don't know if I'm gonna put Gakpo. You know what? You know what? I would say he's actually out of Cody Gakpo and Trossard.
I think Trossard's been good for Arsenal, man. And do you know what the other thing we have to do with Trossard is? We have to also talk about before he moved.
I don't think we're allowed to, because I think we have to talk about the transfers when he went to that team, because it would be unfair because he was already at Brighton. What did he do for impact as a signing for Arsenal? Do you get what I'm saying? In that respect, what did he do for Arsenal? But I think if you're going to tell me anyone, remember, I've been a harsh critic on Cody Gakpo, yeah? And it took him probably nearly 6 games where he was awful. But after that, he was great. Trossard did come to Arsenal, started very well, but he also dropped out. But yeah, Trossard in pure contribution in minutes, but we have to talk about what he did for only in Arsenal. And I'm going to actually look it up as well.
Sorry. Static, you're a moderator. You are timing out World of Football, deleting his message because he says Gakpo. and I'm not sure who Static is. I know you guys,
I know
but
Static, right? Static's
so
Man
he's
United.
timing out people. He's timing out people that just say Cody Gakpo for me in this team. Just Cody Gakpo.
Really?
I'm not sure why.
Remove his. I'll remove it myself.
Yeah, it's like I don't get it. Why are you timing out people and removing comments because they say Cody Gakpo? It's just
we can't have any of that bias. Leave us to be the biased one, Static. We'll be biased enough as it is.
Nah, I can't lie. See.
That's cool. We've removed him. We move on.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, World of Football, because it's just I don't know why he did that.
Mo Panel, he was repeating the same comments.
Yeah, but he's saying Gakpo for the team every 20 comments.
Look, like... so we get both sides, but if someone spams the chat as a moderator,
you're typically making people leave the damn stream. What are you doing?
No, I get you, but But if someone's spamming the chat with the same thing as a moderator, you're supposed to stop spamming. So exactly. I get both sides. Misunderstanding, we move on. Okay. So in the middle, am I right? So far, we've got Casemiro, Polinia. Then on the left, we're gonna have.
I'm saying it's out of Trossard and Gakpo.
Right, so we've got 3 more positions to fill, right?
Yeah. So Trossard had a 6. So what I'm looking at here is it was class for Brighton, man. He got 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. He got 7 goals, 3 assists, and for Arsenal, we got 1 goal. But look for Arsenal, man. Assist there. He got 2 assists, 5 assists, 6 assists, 7 assists, 8 assists, and 9. What? You got 10 assists in the end for Arsenal.
But we only count his Arsenal spell.
But he was good at, but he was, all right. But even if we count that, if we're commentating, if we're comparing Gakpo and Trossard, they both arrived in January, so it's comparable. I think they've both been good. Is there not space? If we've got, because at the moment we've got 4 positions to fill, is there not space for both of them?
Haaland takes one of those spots, and for me, Isaac takes the other spot.
Gakpo off. So Trossard on the left, Gakpo off of Haaland.
It's Gakpo or Trossard.
What about Darwin Núñez on the left? He's been playing mainly left.
All right, so here's a question for Liverpool fans. Who would you have, Darwin or Gakpo? That's the simple one. Darwin or Gakpo? Which one would you have? Everyone in the chat, Darwin or Gakpo? Which one?
I ain't going to lie. I'll play 4-2-3-1. I'd probably put Morgan Gibbs White in the middle, Haaland, and I'll put Isaac on the left. That's the way I look at it.
Gakpo. I play Trossard on the left. Núñez wouldn't be starting for me. I'd play Gakpo off of Haaland, maybe.
Yeah, I'd think Morgan Gibbs White's been a better signing than all of them, personally. And I'll say Isaac on the left. I'll go 4-2-3-1 personally. I think Morgan Gibbs White was definitely more influential than Trossard.
So who's right wing then?
That's up for debate. We can even play. Yeah, again, the right wing. Who do we want to put right?
There's nobody.
Who is it?
Willian.
Enciso.
No, bro.
Willian's had a 6 season.
Yeah, but Willian is a left winger. He's not a right winger at all. Enciso?
William can't make this.
Enciso's not a right winger. No.
Enciso's a right winger. Is he not?
I feel like if we put William in this team, we've basically done what Arteta did when he signed him at Arsenal. We can't do that.
When he's a great shout for attack as well, but he's had a lot of time out. Matoma, as I said, can't be in it because he was already a signing for them last season. So who are we putting on the right? That's the thing. If we're thinking right wingers.
No, so Bree's just mentioned Alvarez. Alvarez we're going with that was actually signed last January, not this January.
So you're trying to say we have to force Anthony in there?
Was he in your club from January? Let me ask you something.
He wasn't in our club, but we signed him in January.
Yeah, but he hasn't played. Yeah. That means you completed. Okay, Nkunku, would we next year, if Nkunku had a good season, would we consider him a January signing or a summer signing?
Good point. I mean, look, Cass just mentioned Anthony. While you think about whether we we're allowed to put Alvarez in or not, while that goes to VAR. I mean, if
Cass wanted to throw in Anthony in the middle.
No, but I'll be real with you. If we can't get Alvarez in, then there is, because of lack of options, Anthony could make it in.
Well, Anthony got signed in the summer, not in two January windows ago.
I'll let you two decide if Alvarez.
I say it doesn't matter. I'm putting someone else on the right. I just say smooth it out. I think I can't put Anthony in there. He can't be in the signing.
I would actually put Gibbs White on the right side.
You know what? I'd go with that one. I'm happy with
I
that
would
one.
actually put Gibbs White on the right side because he sometimes played as the right side.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that option, Mo. You know,
Gibbs White, Gakpo. Okay, so let's put it this way: Gakpo behind Haaland, Isaac left, Gibbs White right, and
don't ever
Haaland up
say
top.
Nini Madueke.
Madueke.
Don't ever say Madueke in your entire life.
The people do like. You guys watch the same football or just different footballers? Like, I don't get it. He's a good and everything.
Nah, he's been decent, but not for me. So what are we going with? A 4-4? Are we doing 4-4-2?
So we're doing 4, like 2-3-1. Gakpo behind Haaland and
4-2-3-1.
Isaac left. Yeah.
Gakpo
is a full Gakpo behind Haaland.
So basically 4-4-2 then.
Oh, hold on.
What?
Gabriel Jesus on the right.
Oh shit.
No, not for me.
For me all day long.
No?
For me all day long.
They bought him as a striker, but he's also been in a false nine.
But he never. So let me ask you something. Would you put Gakpo or Gabriel Jesus behind Haaland based on this season?
All right. If we're being consistent across the whole season, probably Gabriel.
Gakpo played half a season only and has been great for this half season.
We have to be consistent across the whole season.
He weren't great for.
But you can't do the whole season. You compare his spell.
All I'm saying is, look, Jesus. You were trying to play Gibbs White on the right, yeah.
Yeah.
Where that's not his natural position.
Kind of. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So with Jesus, I can tell you now from what I've seen at City, Gabriel Jesus on the right cooked.
Yeah, he did.
Cooked.
I think that's right. I think that's right. I would actually pick just because if we're thinking the impact again of Arsenal, Jesus can't go amiss. Jesus, because Gakpo had a horrible start. He had a horrible start. It was only until recently.
Yeah, it was 6 games that he didn't score an assist. When you said 7, I don't know that.
I think we'd have to put Jesus in there. Yeah, I know he had a bad injury. Don't get me wrong, but he was a great. When you think about overall, he was a great signing for me.
And if we're having to shoehorn someone in on the right because we're limited on options, then Gabriel Jesus has proven that he can play on the right. He's done it
this season. But for this season as well, he hasn't actually played on the right. But I would say even down the middle as a false 9, as we'd say. Yeah. Then I'm still having him there over Gakpo.
And do you know what the beauty of this? It's very. If you look at who we're going to be playing once the final team gets put up, it's very interchangeable. Behind Haaland, it'd be very interchangeable that they can move about.
I think that will work. I think we got it here, lads. Right here. I'm just gonna upload it in a second.
While you upload it, people, 2 things. Firstly, people, can you get these likes up? There's nearly 200. Well, there's over 250 of you in here. The likes are only on 140. Can you just do a quick check of the like button, and check that you smashed it? Now, secondly, the real quick thing is I'm running a competition on my Instagram page at the moment. If you go on my Instagram, MCFC Daps, you'll go through my posts and you'll see one. I've got 2 pairs of trainers that I am giving away. They're brand new. One is a size 10.5. One is a size 11. The instructions are on on my Instagram. You just have to basically subscribe to this channel right now. Hit the like button, but more so subscribe to the channel. Can you elevate? Raise it so people can see it.
Huaraches,
Nike Huaraches. They're limited edition as well, very limited edition. As you can see, these ones and also these ones. And yeah, the instructions, you have to basically subscribe to this channel, share the post that is on my Instagram, and I'll be picking out a winner in the coming weeks for both pairs. So yeah, but make sure firstly you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button.
Yeah, if you haven't hit the like button, it'll be great. So let me just put it up now. This is what we have got. Literally, if it allows me to, please. There we go. That's what I've got. Casemiro. I'll put them in a little bit more. Don't matter. Zinchenko, Botman. Pope. You can't see Pope. No, that's because of the actual overlay itself. Is just covering him at the moment. But Nick Pope's in goal. We've got Akanji at right back, Lissandro Martinez and Botman at centre, Zinchenko at left back, Casemiro Palhinha in the middle. We've got Isaac on the left, Morgan Gibbs White on the right, Jesus playing a little bit deeper, and then there's Haaland up front. And I would say honourable mentions, I would say for me would be Stupidan, left back. Centre back, I would say Levi Colwill, maybe. Any of you guys? Levi Colwill. I would say Andreas Pereira in the centre. Yeah. I would say Cody Gakpo for his resurgence in the Liverpool team as well, and he did do some bit.
and also Trossard.
And I would say, yeah, and the last one would be Lissandro. Yeah, Trossard, honorable mention. That's 5 of them done. I could have put something on the left, and that's the way it's gonna go. That's what we think is the best transfer 11. Alvarez can't be in it because he got bought in January. RS, you've been there I'm not joking, from minute 5, I would say, or minute 10.
I actually wanna mention somebody that I didn't know is coming in January, Cass. Ben Mee for Brentford.
Oh, I've got him on my list. I
didn't know that he came in free transfer.
You know what? He's been, you know what? Him and Levi Cole will, you know what? You got a point. I think he's been a great one as well. What other defenders? I would also say Felipe for Forest could have been a great shout. He's been wicked since he came in since January. Nair for Gerd for West Ham's a decent shout for them. Badiashile, I would say for Chelsea, he was solid. You can't say he put a bad performance because he was actually solid for Chelsea. And Chelsea's defense ain't been anything bad. And yeah, man. And you could actually say maybe Issa Diop for Fulham's not being actually a bad shout either.
Would this team win the league, guys, if it's coached by Pep Guardiola?
Somehow, some way, this wouldn't be the formation. Maybe the starting formation, but yeah. Nah, you know what?
It's a good shout.
It's a shout. It will do, but...
I know that Nick Pope cannot play from the back, but I think
you literally just said Pep Guardiola in it. So you didn't say like Jurgen Klopp.
Okay, forget coaches. Would this team challenge just based on personnel basis? Forget coaches and
depends on the rest of the squad because it's a 38-game season. And
I'm just saying starting 11.
I'm joking. It's a good starting 11. It's a very good start. It's solid. It's very solid. Do you know what it is? It's solid and balanced, I feel.
It can work. It can definitely work. They got pace. It's got everything you actually kind of need, if we're being honest.
Maybe a bit more possession based in the middle we could do with.
Yeah, that's why you got Morgan Gibbs White and Jesus.
Yeah, maybe. I think so. I think this is a very good starting lineup, to be honest.
So did Morgan Gibbs White get in the end?
Somehow.
Yeah, he did.
Somehow that's while you were doing that.
Hold on, I thought we were putting Jesus there.
No, we put Jesus instead of Gakpo.
Actually, Morgan Gibbs White actually played it this season. So
I would have gone with Jesus on the right and Gakpo behind Haaland. But anyway, we move. We're not going to continue this. Let's move on to the.
Now we have to move on to the worst. Can we all agree that
actually
up top?
Hold on.
Can we? Wait, what do you mean? But how can you see?
There's no here. There's only one. We're gonna start from the top to the bottom. It's just this one guy that has to go there.
I just want to put it out there. Richarlison is the worst. He's literally the worst side in all season.
With me, caller.
Richarlison. Did you guys see that podcast that Wilson and Antonio did? And they made fun of him. And Ryan Mason talked about it. And did you see what Callum Wilson said at the end? He said, like, at least we know that people watch our podcast, and Ryan Mason spent time watching our podcast. I thought that was so funny that they call out someone in the Premier League like this. It's weird.
So if we're going to be completely,
Aubameyang. Well, none about shout.
Aubameyang was bought in the summer. That's a very good shout. He didn't even make it into squads. Dan Juma. I mean, look, I don't. It's not his fault, but Dan Juma's.
I want to start from goalkeepers though again. I'm just saying, Charles. You know it. It's already done. It's literally looking like a 4-4-2. But I'm going to say goalkeepers.
Let's be honest. If we're doing a team in the season of shit signings, we know the team's going to do badly, so we could actually just put loads of forwards in it because they're going to do badly anyway. They're going to be shit anyway.
I think we've got too many players to actually just talk about in general. But I think starting off, I can't lie. I think Dean Hendo was. I can't think of another goalkeeper that would actually.
But let me ask you something, because does that mean that the player has to play some games to be considered in this team?
I think the transfer itself has to be considered. What the flip? Okay. What's going on here? Kind of situation. Like what did this just made no sense? If you got no games and you're still on the bench and stuff, it's like what you doing here?
Yeah, but what I mean, if a player is injured for the whole season or something.
Yeah. You could.
No, so it's down as a bad signing, isn't it? That's a shit signing. Okay. What the fuck happened at the medical?
what happened in the what was going on behind the scenes? What was the reasoning behind it?
This is gonna be so bad for some fans that it is gonna.
This formation is gonna be mental.
I think we do 3 in the back as well because I already have the 3 in my head.
Look, I think one of the hardest positions to go for is the goalkeeper.
I'm going to say Dean Henderson was atrocious. They were getting battered at the start.
Oh yeah,
yeah, there were. I think people. I've already seen people have mentioned Bazuma. I think Bazunu's been. Bazunu. Sorry,
Bazunu's been quite good.
He's been good. I think he's been quite good. I think I get it. He's in. Look, and when people say, "Oh yeah," but look at Southampton. I remember a game once where Shay Given, I think Newcastle held something like seven goals, and Shay Given won man of the match because it was literally, it could have been about 25-0, but Shay Given, he didn't keep him in it, but he had a good game. It's just the defense in front of him was so poor. So I don't think Bazunu's been bad at all.
I've got a couple shots. I think Dean Henderson has to go in the back. Personally, is the one of the worst. I think he has to start with that. I don't think he made any sort of hype. I think he made a penalty save in one of them, and that's where he's good. But I would say 100%. Let me just get rid of this. I would definitely say Dean Henderson has to start in goal.
Nip into the little boys' room or big boys' room. Sorry.
Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
I have no idea. What is he? What is he? Like?
Is he even listening? Right
no, he isn't. Interesting. Anyway.
Okay. He's talking to himself. Never mind. With some defenders, cool. Centre backs, yeah. You want to start with centre backs?
For me, 3 centre backs.
No, there's some. When I tell you some of these left backs, I forgot to mention one of them, but when I mention some of these left back and right back, you understand, and we can actually put them at right back as well.
But can I start with 3 centre backs? I think Kukurea on the left, Koulibaly in the center, Wesley Fofana on the right side. You should stop that. So let's start with this.
I've got some awful shouts here. Yeah, Willy Bolly at Forest, shite. Yeah. I would say Connor Cody for Everton, overrated, no good. Bednarek for Southampton when he went on loan and everything. So Bednarek was okay for Southampton. Wouldn't put him in the worst. Suter for Leicester.
Yeah,
you know the Australian guy, the big Australian guy. Suter.
Vice.
Wout phase for Leicester.
Yeah.
Awful.
Disgusting. Not awful. Disgusting.
Koulibaly is for what his ability is and everything.
Yeah. And the cost, £35 million for this guy.
Wesley Fofana to be injured twice in a season. Long injuries, by the way. 80 million. Awful. Verba, if anyone knows Verba for Leeds, awful signing. Lenglet for Spurs. And I can't really put this guy's name in it because he only played a handful of games. And whatever.
Can we start from worst? For me, the worst transfer this season is Wesley Fofana. For the amount of money this guy cost,
worse than
80 million pounds.
Yeah, that's mad.
For that performance, every time he came back from injury, he got cooked most of the games, and he was injured. I think this is a waste of money. Until this guy proves everybody wrong and plays a great season, this is one of the flops. This is like worse than Harry Maguire. At least Harry Maguire had a good season or something.
He got cooked at Man United in front of my face as well.
Like Wesley Fofana.
Yeah, Fofana was this season. It was this season. It was, it was towards the end of the transfer window, summer transfer window.
So
I think you're right. Look, I said, I remember when we were doing who finishes where, and at this point it was still at Leicester, and I said that where Leicester finish could be influenced by them getting Fofana and Ndidi at their best, right? If they get Fofana and Ndidi both at their best, Ndidi back to how he was a few years ago, Leicester could do all right. But we have to be real. Chelsea bought Fofana off the back of recent injuries, right? He'd had injuries at Leicester, and Chelsea went and bought him, and then he's been plagued by injuries. So for me, I mean, that it's availability. Availability is an attribute. We always say it. So even the injuries, we have to say, well, that's still part of the person he is. So I think that's a great shout. For the amount, 80 million is insane. I didn't even realize it was that much, Mo. 80 million.
Yeah, I think it's 82 million euros, so 75 million pounds.
Oh, that hasn't been spoke about enough, you know. That is mad.
Because he's young, because he's like, oh, he has been injured. Maybe he'll be better next year. Okay, what about this year? You just paid 75 million pounds or 80 million pounds.
Yeah. I think we put him in there. And I do also think it's a shout that Koulibaly could be next to him in it.
35 million pounds, Koulibaly. Absolutely, go next to him.
But
no, but this guy, they thought that this guy's gonna change the way they play.
Yeah,
he was meant to. Yeah, he was meant to be that guy.
Yeah.
So I would say Fofana can definitely. I think we just made too much of a statement to say that he's not in there.
Fofana?
So I'm saying Fofana has to be in it. Price tag, bro. Price tag. Chelsea can't get away with this. Do you know what I mean? They cannot get away with this.
I think that's the thing.
So the other centre backs up to. I've got two, and I think for me, but they play fullback. We'll go into it after. I'll say some names again for centre back personally. Willy Bolly, garbage. Connor Cody, thought he was garbage. Bednarek for Southampton, not so great. Wout Faes is probably top of the list.
I think he has to be there as well.
Faes over Koulibaly and Verba. I thought Verba is Verba. I think is worse than Faes. Verba is because Faes got the David Luiz look and everything. Everyone was focused on him. When I told you about Verba,
oh, you can't stand him, bro. I remember you've been going.
So shit, bro. He's so shit. It has to be a Leeds player in here. He's so bad.
Yeah.
Well, I know everyone's gonna say Wout Faes here, right? Right.
Yeah, but I see Verba for you.
Langley as well. People forget Langley.
He wasn't.
I'm forgetting him, but I don't think he's as bad.
That's not as bad as these.
Do you know what I think it is? I think we want to,
and he's on loan too, Cass.
I think we want to target some Tottenham players. I can sense it, yeah, and I get why we want to target some Tottenham players, but we also have to again not use recency bias and think that until until November, until February, Tottenham were a top 4 team. So he must have been doing all right. We can't compare that to look where Chelsea finished, look where Tottenham finished. And I get Tottenham had a drop off, but at one point of the season, Longley, I mean, look, he didn't hit the ground running, but he wasn't absolute dog shit, was he? Let's be real.
I don't mind putting Faes in the team. I don't mind the shout for it. I don't mind it. I think I could fit in another Leeds player in there anyways. It wouldn't even matter.
You know what the problem is? Is that Kukurea has to be there without a question, and he takes the left centre back for me if we play back 3. Or we play back 4.
This is back 4. I'll go through some of the fullbacks. So can we say Wout Faes should be in this team?
So Fofana and Faes. How much was Faes? I'm checking now.
I think he cost a pretty penny.
Oh, Fofana's nailed in this team.
Yeah. He's nailed in the team. He's already in the team.
To be honest, it's between Faes and Wava because they cost the same 15 million pounds. So
Sterling, don't worry. You know what? I should put this later. We'll get to that. Don't worry. Sterling's in the team. Thanks to you. He will be in this team.
But I think at the end it has to be Fofana on the right, Koulibaly on the left. For the money. You're thinking of top teams. You got to remember there's some other teams in and around that were absolutely dreadful as well. And that's why I said wait. You're jumping the gun a little bit. No, I'm not saying fullback. I'm saying centre back. You already said. So who are the 4? Tell me the 4 that we have to choose from, or 5.
No, so I've got some other things. So I said Wout Faes and Fofana's at the back. I think they're the back 2. Let's just say back 2's already sorted, right? So the defenders at fullbacks I got are awful. Serge Aurier, can't stand him, awful. Williams, remember the Williams that came from Liverpool that went to
Nico Williams, yeah.
Nico Williams, garbage. Sergio Gomez from Man City is a good mention. Pedro Porro for Spurs, shit.
Not as bad as Gomez.
Emerson for West Ham, absolute shit. And Babu for Fulham could even last. And I got one more, Timo Kehrer. I think that's his name, Kehrer. No, is his name Timo Kehrer? I think his name's
Timo Kehrer wasn't that bad for them.
I think it's his name. Is his name? Yeah, Tilo Kehrer.
The German guy,
bro. Arse and cheeks. That guy was
no Loftus.
Stink, bro. That guy was stinky, man. I would even remove if stinky. Tilo Kehrer, my bad.
I mean, look,
you're going the right side.
Yeah, no, but I say West. I said fullbacks. It don't matter what you want to do. It's up to you, innit?
For me, I have to. One guy has to be on the left. For me, is Kukurea. That's for me. He's and memorable honor. Like Kukurea, no.
Yeah, for me, that's nailed for me,
No,
man.
that's done.
I mean, listen, just to show that I'm not always biased. I think.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I think Gomez has been really, really, really. Listen, personally, if we had a different left back and not Gomez, and not someone that I know we're going to mention in a minute, yeah, we are going to mention him when we come to DMs. City could have been on for a quad if it wasn't for Phillips and Gomez against Southampton.
Yeah, I would hear it. I think you could say Sergio Gomez is an honourable shout. I would say he's an honourable shout.
I'm just saying. I'm not here to give every City player.
Wait till we get to the midfield, though. The midfield's gonna. I think it's gonna go off
because we're talking about positive impacts, right? And if we're being real,
positive impacts. These not.
No, but what we're saying is when we were talking about the best 11, we were saying positive impacts, yeah, and negative impacts and everything. We can't now say one cost this, one cost this. We're talking about the impact, right?
It wasn't the impact.
And just being completely honest, yeah, League Cup, I know it's not the Premier League, but in the League Cup, I honestly believe that the stinker that Gomez had and Phillips had, if it wasn't for that, we'd still be, we probably would have gone on and won that competition. So I'm just saying, look, I'm not trying to force him in. You two have picked Cucurella. I'm more than fine with that. The fee says enough about it, but we have to say Gomez has had a negative impact on Manchester City this season.
Yeah, and I'd say Tilo Kehrer, Tylo. I think his name's Tylo, maybe, or Thilo, maybe. Thilo Kehrer, maybe. I'll say he has to be right back for me. I think
actually for me, I think it's Nico Williams, to be honest, because the cost, the hype,
20 million.
It's been shit. Nico Williams, like shit. Like
I can understand that. I think. Yeah. You know what?
Yeah, at least Sergio Aurier was free, I guess. Sergio Aurier was free. Like, but paying 20 million to Liverpool for this guy?
Yeah, that was. I don't know how they got away with that one. I think it might be 16 even. But Nico Williams is a good shout for right, I would say. Even though he plays on the left more time for them, but that's why they had to get Sergio Aurier, no?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Yes.
What are people in the comments saying?
Also, that guy Mbappe. That what you guys said? Is that the guy the Fulham guy? Oh my god!
I think Nico, because he was more of a left. I'm trying to put someone that was on the right, so that's why I'm trying to go for.
So you want to go?
I personally, no, not Sergio Aurier. Personally, I wouldn't. I personally
that last
wouldn't.
comment. Cucurella isn't a bad player. Just moved to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I wouldn't say Malacia. Malacia's actually had good games this season. And he's had some awful games.
Malacia started well. I think Malacia was good up until the derby.
I don't know. What are we saying? What about guys in the comments? Kehrer or put that Muppet off in please and send it mid NHS off.
No problem.
No problem with that one.
I'm here for that agenda all day long. I'm here for that agenda all day long. Does he even exist? Did he ever move to England?
I don't even.
Oh yes, no, he did because he shook Pep's hand, didn't he? So he did move to England. All that Arthur has done this season is shook Pep's hand when City beat Liverpool.
Yeah,
what an impact!
What an impact did it?
Hey Arthur.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the back four? We got the back four nailed on, yeah.
No, right side. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say I'm personally putting it down to. What's his name? I'm putting it to Kehrer, man. I can't lie, man. The guy's bad. Oh, like West Ham have been bad as well this season defensively.
Kehrer is good. Yeah, I agree. Fine.
You can slate a player because we're talking about transfers. It was a bad transfer. Like we're rating the transfer, and the transfer was a shocking transfer. And anyone that says otherwise is being delusional because what have Liverpool needed all season? Midfielders. Arthur came in and was brought in to be, one of their midfield options and spent the whole season injured. It was one of the worst signings I've ever possibly seen. Because Liverpool have been out without midfielders, and the one that they signed has sat the whole season on the bench. I'm not saying anything about the person as a player when he's fit, but as a signing, it's probably the worst signing of the season, right?
Yeah, I'll put that down.
Because Liverpool have not got top 4 football, right? Because they haven't had enough depth in midfield. It's one of the worst signs of the season. Load, whatever. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. Again, we're going to the impact of the signing. They bought it. Right. And when we move on to Phillips, which we can probably do now, the idea of Phillips coming to Manchester City was so that when Rodri needed a rest, Phillips could step up and play, right? Phillips was injured and then lacked fitness before it got to the business end of the season. Yeah. So again, he had a negative impact. And it's the same thing. Liverpool needed a midfielder and they said, we're putting our faith in you, right? Bought him and it didn't work. So the impact was negative. So that's why he's there. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm saying he's a shit signing.
Basically, if you super chat, you can put the player in. So it's totally
if you super chat, we'll put him in team of the year if you want.
This is what we got so far because of 2 super chats because of Sterling and Arthur. We're putting them in. So that's what we got so far. People can't see his face.
Star-Lord, he didn't just join for the British Rotor. He joined to give Rodri a rest.
Dean Henderson's in goal at the moment. Cucurella.
I disagree with Arthur Melo, but fine.
Fofana, but we got no choice because someone's super chatted.
Yeah.
We got Wesley Fofana in there, Dilo Kera in there, Sterling in there because of the super chat, and also Arthur Melo.
I think Phillips next to him as well, by the way.
So here is that, like, Bissouma or Phillips?
No, you're forgetting people. What about Weston McKennie? What an absolute shite signing.
Yeah, but it's it's a terrible signing, but he's a loan. For me to pay money for someone to come change your midfield like Calvin Phillips, not change, like be a backup for Rodri, Bissouma to change your midfield and be that bad, it's different than a loan. A loan, you can like, here you go, return. I don't want this guy, but you're stuck with these players.
It's a fair point, but what I would say is, again, we're talking about the impact, right? Now, remember, Arthur was brought in. Klopp said, it's fine. He was brought in as a last minute, you know what? We need some help in midfield. Let's go and get him, right? And the thing is with Phillips is that, Phillips, at a time where we probably needed him round kind of after the World Cup where Rodri was a bit tired, we needed Phillips to come in and play there and he wasn't fit, right? But there's been times at the season where he has, even if it's just a couple of times, right? Has it impacted City that much? No, it hasn't. Has Arthur Melo not being able to come in and play in midfield for Liverpool impacted them? I think it has.
I actually think that this Arthur Melo thing, but remember, Arthur Melo at Juventus wasn't fan favorite, wasn't coach favorite, wasn't anybody's favorite. They wanted to get rid of him. They couldn't sell him.
Yeah.
And then Liverpool, I think, in my opinion, to silence the fans, they got him on loan.
I see. United Red, you're saying bias. No, not bias. I want Phillips in there as well. I want him and Arthur Melo in there, yeah? So I'm just saying it's very similar. They're both brought in to do a job, and because of their fitness, their availability, neither of them have been able to do a job. So as a transfer for the club, they've both been shit transfers.
Can we switch this to 4-3-3? Because I want to put 3 midfielders there, not 2.
I can't lie. We can't because I think one's already nailed on.
Because I think McKennie is a shout, Bissouma is a shout, Phillips is a shout, Melo is a shout.
You're forgetting one more. I've already got Sterling on the left. I'm going to switch into the right.
Fabio, people keep saying Fabio Vieira.
No, you're forgetting one. You're forgetting the £105 million signing. Does no one remember his name?
Why? Enzo.
Mudryk.
Oh, no. And Mudryk.
Yeah, so that's why for me, I'll put up there. I'll put Mudryk and Sterling. Both of them are flops.
Next to Melo, I would say you could literally put Calvin Phillips there.
People, you need to stop. Sorry, can I just say quickly? People saying Fabio Vieira. Yeah. Look at the players we're talking about right now. We're talking about Arthur Melo. We're talking about Calvin Phillips. We're talking about Bissouma. Come on, man. Vieira's had a better season than all 3 of them, right? It's not comparable. Come on, let's not. That is bias. When United fans are saying that Vieira should be in there, that's bias for me.
So why not? Why you're not mentioning Bissouma? I don't get it.
Because I think Calvin Phillips is way worse than Bissouma. Like I was going to mention Bissouma, obviously, but then I'm thinking of the strikers as well that I'm thinking of. Like obviously that you could there's even a question for Anthony, but I think you say Mudryk and Sterling is way worse than them.
And Lingard, Lingard's way. Lingard needs
Diego Costa was awful. Lingard is a great shot. What the hell did he do? The thing is, I wouldn't have Arthur Melo in there, but obviously super chats are super chats. What can we do about it? Scamacca was awful. Like, what was the point of him? That was just a bad profile player. Joe Aribo that went to from Rangers to Southampton, scored like a couple goals and just went off the face of the earth. Sinistera for Leeds, hefty fee, came in, scored a goal.
Cass, you see how the comments are mad. Check this out. You know, all season that everyone thinks I hate a certain club all season. Yeah.
Okay.
Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
Check this comment.
Is there an Arsenal player that doesn't love?
I've been getting criticised all season for hating Arsenal so much, right? And now I'm being told that I love them all just because I'm saying, come on, we can't put them in the worst team of the season. Come on, people.
Can we agree?
Go ahead.
Can we agree that Richarlison and Weghorst need to be up front together?
No. There is a player that has been one of the worst signings of the year. It's the guy that they got from Hoffenheim, Leeds. The guy that they paid, I think. Yes.
Ruta.
Yes. That guy. Yes, because that guy, I think they broke the bank for him, and they didn't play him because they had a problem with his contract. It was one of the worst signings probably in the Premier League history. They couldn't play him because there's a clause that if they play him amount of games, they knew that he's not gonna score goals. They didn't play him. Do you see how bad is this? Yeah. Like someone put, if this guy scores plays that amount of games, he is they're gonna give you money.
Sorry,
and then they know he's not a good player, so they started not playing him.
Hold on, I have to be consistent with something. How much did you loaned Weghorst, right?
Like 2 million.
About 2 million euros.
Right. And okay, cool. And you want to put in there. Chelsea paid how much for Aubameyang?
I think he went for. Was he not a loan?
He's a loan, bro.
Someone just said 25 million in the chat.
I will check it. I'll actually confirm that.
Yeah, if you could confirm that, because what I'm going to say is, again, we all know the one thing that Chelsea have needed so badly this season is a striker, yeah? More than Man United have needed. Chelsea have needed a striker. This man has not been in squads. This man, reminder, while they were playing
10 million.
10 million, right. While they were in a game, he was at home playing Fortnite, yeah? My man was playing Fortnite while his team are playing football.
But it's they didn't register him.
No.
Do you want honesty?
That wasn't the Champions League. No, bro, that wasn't the Champions League either.
Do you want honesty? Yeah. At some point, he looked like he is their best forward.
Yeah, he did.
Well, that's not difficult.
Exactly, but he looked like. Imagine this. But anyway, I think this guy, the lead guy,
should be in it, man. Chelsea is screaming out for a striker, and again, he was. So like Ahmed just said, he was a Twitch streamer.
Yeah, he was.
I have no issues with putting Aubameyang in there, over Ruta.
I know, because he plays for top six.
Imagine all the, all of the him coming out and talking about Arsenal and what was good. Bro, that has been a shocking signing from top to bottom. On the pitch, off the pitch, commercially, everything about that signing stinks. And all the time, Chelsea have needed a striker, and he's more bothered about what dance he can do on Fortnite.
Anyway, there was a return policy for Aubameyang, so he's leaving at the end of the day. He's leaving, going back to Barcelona, I think. But we haven't agreed on the midfielder yet.
I think he's kind of sorted itself out, man. For me, I don't know. I said Calvin Phillips, Arthur Melo, because obviously Super Chat, Raheem Sterling and Mudryk. But I can't lie, 36 million for Ruta. 36 million for Ruta just to not even get him in. That's a transfer. That's bad. That's so
I think
bad.
It's one of the worst pieces of transfer I've seen.
Did he even play a game? I think he played like one game.
It reminds me of Nolito.
Hey, bro, it makes no sense. Ruta, people got to understand. Ruta that's awful, man. That stinks as shit. I think that's worse than Aubameyang personally, innit?
I think it's a money. There's something wrong with this transfer.
That's what you call a proper waste of money. Proper waste.
It's kind of strange.
Money waste of money.
Money laundry or something like this. The guy, like, what is it? But seriously,
good job. He didn't come to City.
You're breaking the bank for this guy, and you can't play him. Come on.
One more name. Neil Mope. What the fuck has he done?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Calculated chaos. Same as Nunez.
Literally.
Same as Nunez.
What's the point of Neil Mope?
Well, I'd never rated him at Brighton.
I can't lie, yeah. I would put Phillips in there, but I'm ready to just get rid of Phillips and put another striker.
Do you know what? The one thing you could probably say is, I think when you're talking about signings, yeah, you probably have to look. I keep saying it, the impact. And the only thing I'd say with Phillips is, now at the end of the season, we are where we are, it looks like off the pitch, he's had quite a positive impact. He does look like he's part of the squad and whatever, and I am clutching at things because people, before you start saying I'm being biased, trying to downplay him, I was just trying to put him in. But if we're being real, the only thing I can say is he had a bad game against Southampton and that got us knocked out of the Carabao Cup. But yeah, you're right. Some of these other players have had really fucking bad impacts.
I think I want to put even Scamacca. Scamacca, I actually think he cost 40 million.
Yeah. I think, do you know what? Someone mentioned this guy earlier.
I'm happy to
do you know what? Again, no, I would want to say Paqueta hasn't had the best of seasons considering the hype, but they're in a European final. So,
one sec. I've got to get rid of Timo. I've got to go 3-4-3 here, innit? I've got to go 3-4-3. Tilo Kehrer can shift. He can shift. Mo can get his wish, I think.
I don't think we should put any West Ham. They're in European final for the first time in their history.
You know what? It's not about point.
Exactly. That's
we're very harsh here on them, on West Ham.
And I'm gonna look, Phillips. I'm probably just venting because I want to vent at Phillips. I think Phillips is going to get given a chance next year. I honestly think Pep is going to say to him, listen, you have to be the first back in training in the summer and you get to go again. But I just want to vent at him.
I can't lie. I think Weghorst is worse than Aubameyang.
Danny Ings.
Yeah, I can't lie. Weghorst has to be over there.
He scored a hat-trick, Danny Ings.
No, I'm not having Weghorst over fucking Aubameyang.
Yeah, me too. I am not. At least Weghorst did what Eric Ten Hag said. I'm not asking him to score goals, so he's doing his job.
All right, this is looking like the team currently.
Okay, show us.
I'll do it. Just keep talking to the lads.
Yeah. But
to
be honest, one of the things I wanted to mention is how we're not like is Mudryk there?
Yes.
Okay, so Mudryk is there.
Yes.
What about? We think Jorginho is a good signing for Arsenal. I think that this guy, whatever the Leeds guy up top, should be there.
Yeah.
Absolutely should be there.
Absolutely. That's a complete waste of money.
Richarlison should be there.
Absolutely, he's there.
Matheus Cunha. I don't like Matheus Cunha, but he did the job. Matheus Cunha. This is strange.
Yeah, this is crazy. Everyone wants to change. This is what it's looking like at the moment. So
Lingard has got a touch not being in this.
The thing is,
I thought Lingard. By the way, Lingard was on loan. No, he wasn't.
Half a million. No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
I know. No, he wasn't. Lingard was a signing for the season.
Yeah, it was a signing. Yeah, right.
I would have put Lingard next to Phillips, maybe potentially, but right now this is where it is. There's a lot of blue shirts. Wout phase, Dean Hendo, you can't see his name and everything. Kukurea Fofana, Mudryk on the left, Raheem Sterling on the right. You know, it makes sense. Sterling has been used as a wing back this season, anyways.
And Sterling also. Some might say Sterling's better on the right as well.
Phillips and Arthur in the middle. Ruta, Richarlison, Alba up front. And you could say, you know what? You can't say Arthur. I can't even say Arthur Melo due to the super. Bro, what was the point of that signing? Like, what was the point of that signing? It's true, innit?
It's a couple of space in their squad when they needed.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. No, Koulibaly wasn't.
For me, here for me the only thing is I would change here is Arthur Melo. I would remove him. I'll put Bissouma in there. That's for me.
Can't do it because of super chat.
Yeah.
If I could, I would have done a 3-3-4. I would literally have done a 3-3-4 and put Scamacca up there. Oh my God! Has anyone forgot about Anthony Gordon?
Yes, on the right side. But
I don't think he's been that bad.
It's not
lucky.
as bad as Sterling.
Lucky you can change it. Does anyone want to change this team, by the way? How can a guy scored 16 goals be a flop? Come on.
What are you guys talking about?
Is he talking about Sterling? Is he talking about Sterling, maybe? Because I can't imagine anyone else has scored 16 goals. Oh, he might be talking about in the chat. I think he's talking about Nunes. No, Nunes isn't a flop sign. He can't be nowhere near this worst transfers. He's not one of the worst transfers this season. Anthony Gordon should be there at the top with them or Scamacca. If I could change it, I would. But I think this isn't bad whatsoever, man. I'm happy to leave it there. So I can also let me upload the other one quick. That we did. So we got the best transfer 11. Which I think is actually quite good because you know when you think about it, only one team, two teams have got 2 in there, and then 3 teams in there. Actually, no, there's some Newcastle, something. There's a Nottingham Forest playing there and a Fulham playing there. I think it's very balanced. You can't go wrong with that one.
Can I raise a point here, Kes? Sorry.
Raheem
Raheem Sterling has 9 GA. Darwin Núñez has 12 GA in the Prem.
Sterling.
Let me yes, I see your point. However, the cost of the transfer is probably 1.5, so 1.5 times. So
I can't actually change Sterling because look here,
super chat
said that Sterling has to be in. That's what I said. Someone wants to super chat him out. You can super chat him out, man.
Well, unbearable answer for Darwin Núñez for the amount of money they paid. No.
Yeah, 100 million. Like people want to do that kind of stuff. 100 million euros. That's what I'm doing. That's what they say. Anthony's 100 million euro. They don't say they say pounds, by the way. So I'm gonna do the same thing.
Darwin Núñez is only 80 million euros. That's what's reported.
No, because when it comes to the Anthony prop, it's like you say 80.
Yeah,
realistically 85 million or whatever, but you're adding on like the add-ons and everything else. So I'm doing the same thing for Núñez, man. It was also 80 million in because you lot forgot you forgot the everything else that came along with it. And wait, Sterling was 6 million. I swear he went to Chelsea for cheap. Just Sterling went for like 30 million in it.
No, Sterling.
Yeah, what did Sterling go for? Did he not go for like 30 million?
Raheem Sterling, no, 60 million euros.
Euros.
Yes, of 50 million pounds. Yeah,
about 50 million pounds. Then yeah, oh, he's a 50 million. Yeah, man. Look, Sterling's been underwhelming this season. Money. 45, 50. This is what I'm saying. People want to do add-ons and stuff. 45 million. It was bad this season. People expected more. Should we put a manager should we put a manager up there? It's going to be Graham Potter in it.
No. Oh yeah. I was going to say Antonio. I was going to say Antonio Conte.
No, it's great. It's Graham Potter, man. It's Graham Potter. But I think I'm happy to end it there personally, man.
Yeah, me too. 45 pounds, 2 euros. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Or Lampard. Lampard can go there.
Lampard.
One of the Southampton managers.
But anyway, that's it. These are the two teams. Maybe we should put them on Twitter and see what happens.
Maybe.
Actually. So Instagram, Twitter. But make sure, guys, to like the video if you haven't. And I'm not sure if we're doing another thing today. But turn on the notification button in YouTube.
Yeah.
Just make sure to hit that so you know when we go live.
And one last time, sorry. People, when this show ends, head over to my Instagram, MCFC Daps on Instagram, and scroll through and you'll see a competition. I'm going to put it up on my story again. Two brand new pairs of Nike Karachis, limited edition. Size 10.5 and 11. I'm giving them away. The instructions are on my Instagram, so head over there, have a look at it, follow the instructions, subscribe to this channel, all of that stuff. And we will announce the winner.
Before the Champions League final.
Yeah, maybe just before the Champions League final, or maybe just after. We'll decide. But yeah, very soon. But follow the instructions there.
Yep. And we're out. See you guys.
Love, people.
Thanks.